light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. That's what we're going to try to do. Today we're going to take a look at Light My Fire by The Doors here on Kevin's Covers. Light My Fire is one of The Doors' most famous songs. Great song, obviously, and great cover that came out of it almost immediately by Jose Feliciano, which I'm going to link right up here in case you haven't seen Jose Feliciano's version of it. My version is kind of in between the two to a degree, but really just kind of my own when it really comes down to it. So I'm going to rate this as, well, it's either easy or challenging depending on whether you do exactly what I'm doing in the instrumental part. So therefore I'm going to call it intermediate. You can cut out my instrumental, just not do an instrumental, or do your own, in which case it's easy. Or you could do it in a more complicated way than I do, in which case it's extremely challenging. Up to you. But we're going to call it intermediate. Let's take a look at the performance, and then I will come back and show you exactly what I've done.
That I would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire.
All right, so that was my version of Light My Fire. I do it in the same key as The Doors. Actually, on the recording, the original recording, it's an A flat minor. I assume that they either tuned down or something. But anyway, I'm obviously not going to do it in A flat minor. I am going to do it in A minor, which makes it one of the very few songs I'm actually singing in a higher register than the original artist. But anyway, the chords are really, really simple. Okay, so let's get that down first. First, we're just alternating between A minor and F sharp minor, right? The entire verse just goes back and forth between A minor and F sharp minor. That's it, just going back and forth, right? Then on the chorus, we're playing G, A, D, G, A, D, then a flash of B minor 7, G, D, E, and then we're going to hit the 7. That's the entire song, so the chord structure is easy. Now, how have I arranged it? Well, as you'll see, I do a whole lot of rhythmic messing around by kind of chunking things up by muffling the right hand. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know how important I think that is for a lot of solo acoustic work. So I'm kind of playing it. And furthermore, the other thing in this song, at least in my arrangement, and for that matter with the Doors too, is the dynamic progression. You want to start relatively soft and get more and more and more intense. It's difficult to do that without also speeding up the song, I'd point out, but that's what we want to try to do. So I tend to start off as really just kind of painting little dabs of the underlying chord and doing little things. So sometimes coming up and adding that G sharp on the F sharp, right? F sharp minor. And then you can start strumming. And the strumming pattern I'm using is actually a little bit complicated because I'm really doing a lot of... So if we slow that down, it's really... If we go back and forth with that, you can already build up a lot of dynamics. And you can play around, as is always the case, on the A minor, right? Lifting that up, making an A sus, an A sus2. And then on the F sharp, as I said, playing around with that G sharp over here, right? And you can get a lot of stuff done. And play around with those little pentatonic things. Now, that's pretty much it. I also like to, on the E7, build it up. And you'll see at the very, very end, I actually come up to this octave E, which you could play as an E7, but it sounds a little bit strange to finish the song. You could finish it some other way. So let's get into the instrumental. What am I doing on the instrumental? Primarily, I'm playing around with just the A minor and the F sharp minor, at least up until the chorus, right? And these kinds of things. Now sometimes I'll also come up and that's a nice little thing you can do when you're playing off of A minor is actually slide up an A shape, which gets you to here, and then if you come down, you can either or hit this to come back into the F sharp, right? Now, the really complicated bit, and the only reason that this isn't marked as being easy to do, is what I'm doing on the chorus. Because here, what I'm doing is actually this. Let's take a look. We're coming out of the G, and we're building it up. G, A, B, D. And then I'm coming into this open A7 shape, sliding it up here. Right? So into this A minor 7-ish type shape. So 4th string, 4th fret, and 2nd string, 3rd fret. Then back into this A7 shape in the 5th, right? And then back to the A7 over here before hitting the D. So what does that do? It goes. Then the B minor 7. I like that. It's a little bit different because the song's very dark and it's a very majory type progression. So let's take a look at it at speed. Obviously, you don't have to do that. You could just play the straight chords over it, in which case, again, the song becomes relatively easy to do. I'd point out that in the Doors version, the actual solo actually just goes back and forth between A minor and D. It's not the verse. It goes... Light My Fire was released in January of 1967, I think, on the Doors' debut album. Obviously, a major, major song for them, a major song, I think, for American culture as a whole. And I sincerely hope that that version of it appeals to you, that you can maybe add it to your repertoire. It'll go over well. And in the meantime, don't forget, if you appreciated this video, this tutorial, then please do like it. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, the red bell, to make sure that you get notifications when I come out with another video, which I try to do about once a week. And in the meantime, rock on.